every 2 weeks. And then we'll do monthly for you. 660, we'll go times 2. And 660 times 2. $1,320 is what you make. 1320 is what you make every pay period. Even though if we do the math in depth, 1,320 times 12, which would be what you make per year before taxes, it's only fucking $15,840. So basically, I mean, no offense, but that's chump change, all right? So with the chump change, you have to really think about what are you spending your money on. Because even with that chump change, you can definitely start a company. You can start a business. You can do great things with a low amount of money. And some people, they raise their fucking kids off of this type of money. Which is sad, which is definitely sad. But I feel as though it's not always about how much you make, but most of the time it's about what are you working for? What do you spend your money on specifically? So for instance, you feel me? If you buy some Jordans for $150, that's almost half of your money, which means that you just worked 20 hours of your week for Jordans. You gotta be fucking kidding me. Basically, they paying you in Jordans. The reason that this conversation comes up is because, and what I always talk to my part-timers about over at my job that I manage a lot of part-timers, and they're all like 18, 19 years old, but they spend their money at the store that we work at. It's Abercrombie and Fitch. So basically, you mean to tell me your check was only like, this is the conversation that I have with them. You mean to tell me your check was only like $125, and then you came back in here and bought some fucking clothes for $125? So basically, you just work for jeans. That's basically what you work for. Gotta be fucking kidding me. Work for jeans? Hell no, I work for money. I work for the opportunity to keep these lights on, opportunity to buy these computers, the opportunity to help Nino feed motherfucking, help Ariel feed Nino's little ass, the opportunity to feed myself, the opportunity to feed Ariel. I work for the opportunity to better my life in the future, the opportunity to use the funds that I make in order to invest into my company, and to invest into the company that will feed my kids, to invest into the company that will buy my mother a Bentley. That's what I work for. I don't work for clothing anymore. Like that's some petty ass shit to work for. I used to. Don't get me wrong. I used to spend all my money on clothes. Now, fuck no. I have good stuff. You feel me? And that's the difference. Another conversation we can have in the future is the difference between buying good shit and buying cheap shit. You feel me? I got some Ferragamos I bought a few years back. I wear those, you think they brand new, because they look good. The Ferragamos I had before these, I wore for, I bought them senior in high school. I wore them all the way through college. I didn't get rid of them up until a year after college. So that was what, 5, almost 6 years. And those shoes cost about $900 to $1,000 a piece. That's the difference between buying good shit and buying bullshit. Because you buy some bullshit shoes next year, or 6 months from later, you buy some more bullshit shoes next year, or 6 months from later, you buy some more bullshit shoes. You feel me? Like, you're going on this reoccurring cycle of spending on things that isn't quality. So eventually, all you're going to have to do is spend again. So what are you working for? On more of a big note, because the reason that this conversation even started is because of a disagreement I had with Ariel. So the disagreement I had with Ariel, and why I took this conversation seriously. When I used to have this conversation, or when I have this conversation with my part-timers at my job, I'm not really taking it seriously. I'm taking it as like, this is a jewel for you, but I don't expect them 18, 19-year-olds to take the conversation seriously, because they don't really have bills and real responsibility. So only a few of them really do, and those who really do, you kind of don't have to have this type of conversation with, because they understand the consequences of putting their money in certain areas or avenues. So the reason this became a conversation for Ariel, it's the same reason why, if you've been watching my videos, I've been talking about I'm riding on the train, because it is. And speaking of riding on the train, this is the book that I'm reading while I'm on the train. Not because I support Donald Trump in any way. I do not think he'll be a great president personally, but because he's a great businessman. He makes great deals. And since I'm moving into deal making in the car business, I need to read that book to learn how he makes a lot of his good deals. That's the only reason. And I'll be doing that while I'm on the train. But the reason I decided that the train would be a better route for me is because Ariel's car note, I won't say the real number because that's none of y'all business, but I'll say an imaginary number, right? Ariel's car note outweighs what she gets out of it, if you ask me. And what I mean by that, say for instance for you out there, and we'll make up some imaginary stuff, right? Say for instance you make more than, we'll use the 825 example. Say for instance you make $330 per week. So at the end of the month you make $1,320 per month, right? And let's say you have rent, you have a car note, and you have car insurance. Now, making that type of money, you live with somebody, or the government is helping you, or you got a boyfriend, y'all split the joint, something's going down that's assisting you, because ain't no way in hell you can tell me that a grown-up is living off that type of money. And if you are, who's a fucking superhero?